Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're old, welcome back and thank you so much for returning. And if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and take a moment to hit that red subscribe button that you see down below, and also hit that bell next to it so that you can be notified anytime I make a new video. And thank you so much for doing that. And welcome to my channel. It is ND, the Dynamite Natural. So guys, I think I'm finally beginning to get a hang of this whole YouTube thing. So I started, if you're new here, I started a series on here on YouTube in my channel, of course. It's the beginner's guide to natural hair, and I've done 2 videos already. I think 2, yeah, right? This should be the 3rd video. I just can't. Okay, please, this is the 3rd video. This is episode 3 in the beginner's guide to natural hair. So if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I think I will link it up in the iCards above, or you can just go right to my playlist here on my channel, beginner's guide to natural hair, and watch the other 2 videos. And as always, I have my book here with me so that I do not miss anything. You know, I'm new here, and trust me, the nervousness is real. Nervousness is a word, right? And trust me, the nervousness is real, so I don't want to forget anything. So today we will be talking about what you should know before going natural. Trust me, because I know what you should know before you go natural. So whether you are on your natural hair journey already, you're considering going natural and everything, there are 4 things I need you to know before you go natural. So you have to set realistic expectations for your hair so that you and your hair can be happy. So the first thing here is texture. Number 1, texture. So let me just read it directly here because I made notes. Yes, texture. Will you have kinky curls or looser curls? It doesn't matter. It's natural. It's yours. Own it. Whatever your texture happens to be, it is beautiful no matter what, and it can grow long and healthy if you put in effort. So just know that the more kinky your hair is, the more delicate it is, and you don't want to skimp out on moisture. So the first thing you have to know is keep an open mind, okay? Just keep an open mind. Your texture, you don't know what your texture is going to be. Do not have hopes for certain types of texture. The texture discrimination in the natural hair community is real, so keep an open mind because you do not know what your texture is going to be, okay? So whatever it is, you're going to put in effort so that it will grow long and healthy. So the second thing I need you to know is shrinkage. So I'm going to read it from here because I made good notes. I don't want to forget. As long as your hair is not pin straight, it is going to have some amount of shrinkage. Shrinkage is responsible for one's curl pattern and hair texture. Without it, our hair would be straight, of course. Shrinkage means your hair could be 10 inches long but appear to be 3 inches, like what I have right here. It could be, this long, but then that's shrinkage. And then to prevent your hair from shrinking too much, you need to stretch it. Stretching techniques include twisting, braiding, and even African threading, the rope thing. This helps to extend the hair length. And note, shrinkage means your hair is healthy. Do not try to fight shrinkage, because if you're fighting shrinkage, you're fighting your hair. Just keep in mind that when you have shrinkage, it means your hair is healthy. Imagine straightening your hair with a flat iron and you're pouring water in your hair hoping it will revert back to natural. That's if natural hair is what you really want to have, and then it refuses to go back natural. Imagine the fear, the setback, and of course you have to start all over. So shrinkage is not necessarily a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It just means that your hair is healthy. Okay, it's in its healthiest state. So have that at the back of your mind, that your hair will not always appear as long as it actually is. It will always appear shorter than it actually is. So the next thing here is moisture. I had to vent right here. If you have curly, kinky curly, afro textured hair, your hair needs moisture to survive. And the first thing that comes to mind before any product promising moisture is water. Okay, do not be afraid to use water on your hair. Water helps to moisturize and detangle natural hair. Most naturals run away from water because it causes the hair to shrink. But shrinkage means your hair is healthy. Imagine like I said, imagine flat ironing or straightening your hair and putting water in it, and it doesn't want to shrink or revert back. It means your hair is damaged. If you're serious about your natural hair, that means wasted effort, setback, and you have to start all over. So don't be afraid to put water in your hair. It helps your hair to stay moisturized, leading to length retention and hair growth. And if you skimp on water, your ends are going to knot up, dry out, and split, and you have to cut off dead ends, which will lead to shorter hair. Should I tell you my story? Don't worry, this video is not going to be so long. See, there was a point in, this whole natural hair thing that I began to skimp out on moisture. Look, when I went natural, I accepted the shrinkage, but there was some point that I was like, oh, come on, I have length. And people kept asking me annoying questions like, did you just cut your hair? Did you cut your hair again? Like, it is shrinkage. The hair has shrunken, but not everybody knows that. So it used to be so frustrating. I stopped putting water in my hair because I did not want my hair to shrink. Do you know what happened? My hair dried out, split off, became weak. It lost its resilience. Resilience. That's the word. I couldn't touch my hair without the feel that it would snap off any moment. And I thought it was protein. Yes, I did protein treatments, but it didn't work. So I realized that I had to go back to using water, and I realized the mistake that I had made. You know what happened to my hair? My hair had started drying upwards from the ends upwards, and I had to cut it out because I knew what my hair felt like. When you touch your hair and it feels smooth and everything, and then you touch your hair another time and it's feeling all sorts of feeling. I don't know. It felt like dried. I don't know. It did not feel so good to the touch, and I had to cut it off. And I made a promise to myself to never skimp out on moisture. I know naturals personally who fear water just because their hair is going to shrink. Come on. Please. Don't be scared of using water in your hair just because you're afraid of shrinkage. Because if you take time and actually take care of your hair, this is a secret that I learned from another natural some time ago. If you take time and take care of your hair and just leave the shrinkage thing and the water shrinking your hair thing aside and grow your hair, there will be a time in your natural hair journey, okay, that even when it has shrunken to its maximum, your hair will still be big, that you can still rock it even when it has shrunken to the maximum. Okay, so I think you should put in more effort and take care of your hair. Moisturize it. Leave the fear of the shrinking alone, because there will be a time that your hair will be big even when it's shrunken. Someone will be like, oh my god, your hair is so big, and you're like, it's even shrunken. So there's that. And the next thing, or the final thing here, is keep away from direct heat, especially if you're transitioning. Direct heat means flat irons and blow dryers with the concentration nozzle. If you don't know what a concentration nozzle is, I will link it above. I read somewhere that if you use a blow dryer with a diffuser attachment, it's not direct heat. Okay. Heat damage is real. Heat damage is when you use those tools to straighten your hair, but then your hair doesn't want to revert back. With time, the hair refuses to be moisturized. Whatever you do dries out and breaks off. And if you're transitioning, you may not be able to tell because of the straight pieces of the relaxed hair. But when you eventually bleach up and the new growth begins to creep in, you will realize that the hair on your head and the new growth are totally different, and thus you have to start another hard cycle of transitioning again. So don't forget the texture, shrinkage, moisture, and of course staying away from direct heat. So those are the 4 things that you need to know before you go natural. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching.